Kiy N.Y7.
With breaking news, Packers running back Josh Jacobs arrested.
Yeah, police near Green Bay, Hobart Lawrence police say Jacobs turned himself in today. They say officers responded to a complaint involving Jacobs on Saturday. He is booked in the Brown County Jail on charges of battery, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidating a victim.
In a statement we got within the last 20 minutes or so, Jacobs' attorney said Josh vehemently denies the allegations, and this matter is in the early stages of investigation with important evidence that has not yet been made public. We ask for fairness and restraint while the judicial process takes its course.
And we just got a statement in from the Packers from Big 12 Sports Director Dario Melendez. That statement reading, "We're aware of the matter involving Josh Jacobs. As it is an ongoing legal situation, we will withhold further comment." Jacobs joined the Pack in 2024 after starting his career with the Raiders. We'll have updates on this story posted for you on the 12 News and mobile app.
Greetings and welcome to Kiy N.Y7. This was just sent at the Green Packers player Josh Jacobs. I'm gonna show some of his previous info on him right here. I have his mugshot, which I'm gonna update too. But here's he had a big knot on his head, but that's from a car crash that happened some years back. And they arrested him thinking it was DUI, but then he was later cleared of that. In most recent news, the young woman that's in the thumbnail is thought this was one of the nice pictures of her. Ashley, she goes by Ash Cash, but she's Ashley Stroughton, and then she goes by Twansu as a last name. What's wild about this is that let me go ahead and show. I got a couple articles to show specifically about this. Besides the fact that domestic violence seems to be on the rise, we've been talking about it. But right here, let me move my thumbnail, put this up here, and then remove my banner. Is that this case sounds very brutal. This isn't just a push, or sometimes people argue or might be hitting back and forth. But with this specifically, they're saying that she was strangled. And see right here, Packers Josh Jacobs arrested on domestic violence charges, denies allegations. He's facing 5 charges after turning himself into police. So this just happened maybe just before 6 Eastern time. It's what, 9:46, just maybe within a few hours ago that this just happened. He's in Brown County Jail. I'll pull that up too because I went on a couple of websites to finally find his most recent mugshot. According to police, authorities responded approximately 8:37 this morning, May 23rd, to a disturbance complaint involving Jacobs. He turned himself in Tuesday, so the 23rd was 3 days ago. So this happened 3 days ago. It seemed like it was more recent, but like they just said, 3 days ago. So 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I can be heard. Here we go. He denies the allegations. This matters in early stages. Blah, 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 blah. I want to show y'all the charges. All right, he racked up 929 yards, 13 touchdowns. His third season with the Packers is this year, 2026. He was previously with the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas. All right, where is it? Maybe this is the other article. There's another one where they get more in depth. Is this it? Will you come on? All right, New York Post got it. Model stirs dating buzz with Packers star. We're gonna skip her being linked to Caleb Williams because from the Bears because there was never any confirmation on that. I looked into that too because I was trying to figure out, you could still be ho hopping, but I was trying to figure out if there was a connection with what is really going on, if it was involving other players or whatever, but nothing's coming up. Jacobs, whose Packers was bounced a wild card to playoffs. I ain't even reading that right. Dating Buzz, well, here she is, Kosh, later this week, posting footage from a tropical getaway on his Snapchat. They started dating back in what, January? Everybody found out this year, January 2026. All right, this is just a little background on him. That's not what I'm looking for though. I had it ready. Damn. Hang on, my bad. Yeah. Where the While I'm getting that, I'll pull this up. This was under recently booked. So that's him right there. So that would be the mugshot that was taken today. His full name is right there, Joshua Cardell Jacobs. And you see that right there. So this is the actual one right here. You click on it. It doesn't have much information other than what this is right here. Here we go. Finally, there's still an article though, but all right. And it's in Wisconsin, which is the state he's playing for. He's with the Packers, right? Strangulation and suffocation / assault. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not upgraded. They're going to try possibly to upgrade it to, it depends, attempted murder. When you're fighting someone and you're asphyxiating them, you are cutting off their oxygen. That starts to go past just assaulting and fighting. That starts to go, like they call it, battery. That could start to go into murder. It depends on how long that person was restricted, their airways were restricted, and if that person passed out or not. These are all the questions, with just some questions that they're going to be asking her or already have. Then that goes into going further with it. Also, I just want to touch on something because with the NFL, they've been stating too that with the NFL, some of the men there tend to be more aggressive in nature once they become football players. It's just been known that males have been getting more aggressive being football players. It's not an excuse, it's just trying to understand what's going on. But I've been seeing other players getting into issues too, and they're saying that it possibly has to do with their brains because they have such a high contact sport that they're playing, and things have been going into their lives with their women. So we got the battery assault. They said 5 charges altogether: disorderly conduct, criminal damage to property, intimate victim disaway complaints, intimidation. Oh, when he also was trying to intimidate her, that's what it said too. And then right here, that strangulation and suffocation, that's the big one right there, though. That one, that's like the main one. I'm gonna go back. I wanted to go back a second because I wanted to show when he got into a car accident too, where they thought he was on was it DUI or whatever. I wanted to show a little bit of that too, just show some of his I don't know if you have sports fans at all in the um on the stream, but
Court documents, the 22-year-old told police he was first look at Raiders running back Josh Jacobs following a suspected DUI crash. Here's his mugshot right here, and you can see the star player with a gash on his forehead and several stitches. According to Las Vegas Metro Police, Jacobs was intoxicated when he crashed his car inside the McCarran Airport tunnel. It happened around 4:45 Monday morning, and according to court documents, the 22-year-old told police he was drinking and may have fallen asleep at the wheel. Jacobs was treated at the hospital for minor injuries, then taken to jail for DUI.
I don't know. There's been a lot of fighting going on. A lot of just, yeah, I can't even get it out. This domestic. Um, Lots of fighting. Lots.
He said no. I bet you I Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm not moving. You look up in the camera talking about this. And you asked something to do. Stop talking. Right now. Ooh!
Also, as I've mentioned in the past, we're going to be seeing more and more small planes crashing, switching up a bit. This was part of what was in the title too. I put small planes down just before I was coming on. Shut that speaker up. 3 small planes went down in just New York today. You're probably not even hearing about it. They're all small planes. I want to show some of that because I don't even have all the information on it just yet. But like I said, there's something that has to be in common with a lot of these small planes that are crashing. They're coming down from the sky. Remember, I've said the commercial planes, which are the larger passenger planes, those are crashing more and more at the airports. The helicopters are the ones that are falling straight from the sky for some reason. So I want to see what they had going on.
Is on the scene. He has been for a while now. Joins us here with the latest. Sean, what do we know at this moment?
That's right, Tom. We still don't know a lot right now over the past couple hours that we have been here, but in the last half hour, I'll step off. This is kind of what the scene, it has mostly cleared up. The fire, the police, and the EMS have mostly left. There seems to be still a state police car in the area investigating, but in the last half hour, we did see what appeared to be a small plane or glider be towed away. Unsure its relation to this crash, but here is some photos and videos sent in from a viewer for a better look on what we saw here earlier. You can see some smoke and flames coming from the runway with dozens of police, fire, and EMS on the scene. And in these pictures, you see what is left of the plane, which appears just to be the frame of what is left of the plane. Now, state police say they were alerted to this crash on the runway at Saratoga County Airport around 1:45 p.m. Police say there is a person with serious injuries. They have been taken to the hospital. And also talked to Max Vogel, who is a student pilot and was able to get us those photos and videos of the crash.
Was when I got there, it was like smoking. They had a bunch of fire, a bunch of police. Yeah, I've been around planes like that, of course. I've seen them at airports. I've seen them take off, and just, my background, like I've obviously just seen a bunch of takeoffs from planes like that, and this is the first one, obviously, that I've seen gone wrong.
Investigators are still on scene trying to learn what led up to this crash. We'll be here all night, so stay with us on air and online as we also try to learn more. For now, reporting live at the Saratoga County Airport, Sean Cavanaugh, CBS 6 News.
So that was just one of them right there. The one that let me see, which one was that? There was a plane down in Saratoga, New York today. The other one was disconnected or I forgot. So I'm like trying to hurry up and just get to it because I'm just seeing a lot of it myself. So I'm gonna pull up the other one also from New York today. There was 3 of them. If I counted that right, 3.
Of a plane going down.
News 10 ABC's Bianca Caputo is live at the scene. And Bianca, what can you tell us at this point?
Yeah, Lydia, just before 2 p.m., state troopers responded to a plane crash just behind me here at the Saratoga County Airport. One person has been transported with serious injuries, and according to the New York State Police, the aircraft is a single-engine plane. Now, there's also a 2-vehicle crash outside the airport entrance that's drawing emergency response, and a section of Geyser Road outside the airport is closed. I just learned a Ford pickup truck that was part of that crash was a Saratoga County emergency vehicle en route to the plane crash. There were no life-threatening injuries in that car crash. Now stick with News 10 as we continue to learn more about the car crash and the plane crash. Reporting live in Ballston Spa, I'm Bianca Caputo, News 10, ABC.
So that was one of them. I would just say, just pay attention to what's going on. You're going to see that there's just more and more aircraft going down. They're not really saying like, oh, this has been another aircraft. There's been going on over here. Da-da-da. They're just talking about it for years now. More and more small aircraft have been going down. No connections being drawn, but we are hearing about them more now. So at least I guess they're doing that. But if you guys have noticed, the past recent few years now, we've had just more and more problems with aircraft. It's just more and more problems. Crashing into cities, all this stuff. This was never happening before. Never happening before, and it's happening a lot. And maybe it's just going to take a really big catastrophe, I can't talk right now, for people to really realize and start trying at least to figure out what's going on. Or a lot of people are going to second think getting into aircraft because it's something is wrong and it's affecting a lot of them. It's not making sense that more people aren't drawing no connections with this. It's crazy. Let me go right back to see if they had any updates. We're probably not going to hear anything. It might be arraigned in the morning for the Josh Jacobs guy. There's not a whole lot of other information other than what I had showed. This is a different one here, but it's basically the same info though that was on the other video, that not video, but website that I pulled up when it said all his actual charges. So, because again, they're saying he got arrested. A lot of people get arrested. They let you right back out. They'll just tell you when you have to come back to court. They may tell you you have to stay away from that person and whatever. If he strangled, choked her, and they said suffocated, that they may bring up some stronger charges. You can't restrict people's air like that. That's extra. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see more come out of this case, just based on how violent this is at least alleged to be. So but it's like, I don't know, this what be going on. Oh, you can see it right there. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have the right thing up, do I? Yeah, it's up there. People want the OnlyFans. You guys want certain looking women, certain, I guess, to make you feel you got it all, but a lot of it is just cover up. You beating the hell out of each other. No matter what the person look like. If you're not compatible, you're not compatible. I'm surprised men are still hung up in like certain looks to this, because these days people are looking like anything. You can almost look like anything, but you're going off the surface. And he said they known each other for 5 years before this, before like people knew that they ended up starting to date or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. But y'all didn't get to know each other enough to the point where you ain't know that you was gonna be getting locked up for suffocating her, alleged suffocation, strangulation. Are you serious? You got a whole career going on right now. They keep getting with the same type of females. The same type of females. I could smell it. Like, seriously. It's disgusting. It don't even really make sense. It don't. You know what I'm saying? The fake butts and all that is oozing out. There's funny odors that come from these certain women. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting how low men will still stoop to just get something that they feel is going to look good for them, or they feel is what they should have in their life, and they're not going about none of it right. None of it. And she could be a nice young lady, but at the same time, if you're selling your body online, I couldn't care less about your personality just as much as the men that you're getting money from because you're selling your body. Nobody cares about that. Most of the time, women that are selling their bodies, that's all they have for sale. They don't have nothing else. She used to do nails. Okay, fine. But as far as like intellectual value, other values that can build with a man, you ain't got to worry about the real women that are out here taking from you. If anything, they're gonna help you build while you sleep. Sometimes that's how some of us do. Mm-hmm. Waking up to more success, not less. You go unconscious when people strangle you and suffocate you. A lot of times you go unconscious. You black out. They're gonna have to really look into this. Um, like I said, there's been a lot of football players too, well, some that have been in more and more domestic violence situations that we're seeing, but we're seeing more science too. We're studying their brains. Some of them been committing suicide, things like that, and then they study their brains, and they've been telling us, and they've even said, I've seen men say it. They've come online, they've come on YouTube and said, this one guy said, you women be wanting us to be muscular, you be wanting a certain body type in a man. It's like, yeah, some women just like some men. Um, he said, but I'm telling you, if you date one of us, he said, and we're football players, the same big muscle body that we have, we might end up beating your ass with it. The same body that's built, that's trained hard. All these things we go through, we're getting hit in our heads. We're hitting other people. We might hit you. So he was just making like an analogy to where you're obsessing over some things about a man, and and you really need to get to know him mentally. Because just like you going on, like, oh, look at his body and everything, he said that same body gonna break you down. It just keeps happening. So I don't know how y'all feel about it. Do you feel these situations have nothing to do with the NFL, or if you feel that does it have something to do with it? You get hit in the head so many times, you can become more of a violent person. Now I know with boxers, boxing is one of the most contact sports. Actually, it's the most. It's all about hitting, right? You don't hear that much about boxers. You hear some, but it's like a smaller percentage than you do here with the NFL players. And we know that there's like past leftover effects after getting hit in the head so many times. Muhammad Ali, he had his issues with just speaking, his communication, things like that too. And then it could just be anger. It could just be anger. Just people just letting their anger spiral so out of control when you can always get a professional to help out, always get somebody to intervene. Then I was seeing a story. I was gonna come on Sunday and do it because like before I was coming on Sundays. Uh this one is maybe I'll pull it up right now. It was another domestic violence dispute that hold on a minute. Actually I'll pull it up now to my YouTube. With this one though, while I'm pulling it up, I'll just speak on it. With this one, the woman left the man, right? So she figured it'd be over. And I've seen women do this. They're already been involved in a domestic violence, um, toxic relationship. They actually get out of it, which is good. The first thing people say is get out of it, get the help, get the support. They may get support during and then they get out of it, right? Nowadays, it's not over. It's not necessarily over because you broke up with him. It should be over, but it's not. Women are being harmed and sometimes killed after the relationship has been over with. So, my thoughts on it after seeing this case, which I'm trying to help you pull up, is that basically, like I already say, if you break up with somebody and you know that you've been experiencing domestic violence and domestic abuse, reach out to somebody and let them know that you made that move. You don't just leave him and then just go on about your BI because you might still be being stalked. This is what they do. This is just what they do. And then they be like, oh, where you think you're going? You're not gonna like, no, you're not gonna just walk away from me. So it's like it's not over. All right. Where is it? I have so many videos. All right, hold on a minute. I'm gonna go into something else for a second, then I'll come right back.
I bet you I'll get your ass to this bitch. No, you won't. I bet you I'll. He said no. I bet you I'll. Talk to me. Talk to me. No, move. You walking up in the camera talking about this. And you ain't something to do. Order something. And stop pushing. You put a hand in there. I'm gonna clap it right out. Ooh! Oh!
Yes, these cats are going to approve of the new cats here. So this is Allie. Hi, Allie. Well, I guess she showed all of you.
All right, my system is getting hot. Me and Kitty. Um, hang on, because I didn't say that right. Of course, people be getting killed. This woman didn't get killed. She lived. She got shot. Hold on. Oh my gosh, why am I not able to find this? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. She lived. My point is this: we leave. Sometimes it's not over. All right. So my thing is this: we're finding more and more women that are clinging on to life, dead or alive, but it's after the fact. They've done the work. They've done what anybody would want them to do is leave. Like leave. Get up out of there. Please get up out of there. Please. They leave and it's still not over. They going to work. They know where they going to work. They just catch them somewhere and they do it. Now I'm going to show this and be quiet for a minute. She ends up getting shot up in front of her daughter. Her daughter's there too. And when people are upset, and it tends to be on both sides too, it be the men and it be the women, you don't even see nobody else. You couldn't care less about nobody else. It's like it becomes tunnel vision. I don't know if like part of a demon gets in people now too, because the barbarism of the violence that we keep seeing is beyond the normal violence. Yes, you might get into a fight with somebody. It could happen. All right. But the heinousness of it, the persistentness, and just the disregard, not only to the person's life that you're attacking, but anybody around, that they just couldn't care less. And we just never seen it at these heights that we're seeing it now.
Woman is speaking out after a terrifying act of domestic violence. She was shot multiple times by her ex-boyfriend of 2 years and now faces a long road to recovery.
The incident devastating her entire family, which now faces overwhelming medical bills and recovery expenses. And Local 10's Magdala Louis-Sant is live in Lauderhill with the disturbing details. It's a story you'll only see right here on Local 10.
Yes, ladies, we met with Mirtha today here at this park in Lauderhill just to find out how she's doing. It's been a month since this incident, and in all of this, she remains positive. She showed us her gunshot wounds. You'll see here in the video those gunshot wounds to her shoulder, to her back, to her hands, her chin. She showed us how she cannot even bend her fingers right now, nor can she make a fist with her left hand. Last month, Mirtha Sanchez-Terran's life changed when she was shot multiple times behind a plaza in Coral Springs on West Sample Road. Police say her ex-boyfriend Abdul Perez did it. Bystanders captured the shooting on video. Detectives say Perez rammed his work vehicle into Sanchez-Terran's car, got out of the van, and shot her multiple times while her daughter was in the car. She was not hurt. Sanchez-Terran told me on April 1st she ended the 2-year relationship because of the abuse. She said she never imagined 17 days later this would have happened. And now she wants to one day be a resource to help someone else.
He said killing me would be too easy. He wanted me to suffer. And I'm suffering. But not for too long, only till I heal. Because God's gonna heal my heart. He's been healing my heart. Once these wounds heal up, I know mentally I will be healed as well.
And with all of this happening, she does not have a job. She lost her car because of this incident, and she doesn't have insurance, which means her medical expenses are pretty expensive. She set up a GoFundMe page to help cover all the expenses that she has after this incident. You can find the link on our website, local10.com, and we will be showing you more of our story with Myra later on in our newscast starting at 9 o'clock. We are live in Lauderhill. I'm Magdala Louis-Sant, Local 10 News.
So she lived, and it was interesting to me because a lot of times when somebody's shot multiple times, they're dead. The 3 bullet holes was right in her shoulder, and luckily her daughter didn't suffer any injuries at all, which is good. So that was just the latest one I saw, and it just had me thinking, like, what is a woman to do? What is a person in domestic violence situation to do? You got to reach out, and even after, like after they leave them, it's just what you got to do, I guess. I'm gonna say something too before I leave. On deaf ears or not, I'm starting to see too that a lot of you men are like quite cowardly. Um, it doesn't take me to look at statistics on the domestic. It takes me to look at your lack of support, uneven conversation about things, trying to figure out where are the problems. You know, what is it that you guys are upset about, or what is it that you see that women can improve on, or basically how you can improve together, not just, oh, well, what do women do it together collectively? But it's interesting that this is youtube.com, and interesting things that come on, um, situations where people are damn near dying, or all kind of stuff. I look at how you guys get real quiet. They'll send people in here, you leave. I don't know if they're just sending empty spirits my way or something, which that's corny. Whatever it is, it's just something really desperately wrong with our people. And it's a lot of y'all. And I see it when I come on here. I see it when I may breeze past somebody else's channel, which I have to be careful where I go. You guys are so egotistical, men and women these days. You guys lack self-esteem. You just fake your self-esteem. You don't really have self-esteem. You don't care about the community. If you did, channels like mine wouldn't be where they are now. You guys just don't give a damn about nothing but I wouldn't even say yourselves, because y'all lack hygiene. You guys lack a lot of things. You lack mental hygiene, physical hygiene. And a lot of y'all suckers, all the trolls that be out, they don't really try to be combative with me. They got to come in groups. That's how racists move. And those are usually the ones that get combative with me. But what I've noticed with coming on here, at least I could say, even with YouTube's extreme biasness and all this stuff too, I'm going to always learn something. And the right people are going to receive whatever it is that I've learned at the right time. I'm still going to learn off this channel. Not this channel, but somewhat off this website. But it's really, really troubling that you men you're not stand-up men no more. You know what I'm saying? And the women, y'all just, a lot of y'all selling yourselves out too. So it kind of feels like, even coming on here, you guys are just like empty. You guys like have empty souls. So I'm speaking directly to y'all too at the same time. All right. So like I said, rising in domestic violence. Why? Blah, 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 blah. We don't know why. We'll get to it though. We get to get the right people involved, and start figuring out what's going on, and just have more outreach for people. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't keep going on like this. Like all kinds of relationships are getting hit up with the DV. You can't even point to a certain group. Yes, the LGBTQ has it a lot. They definitely have a lot of it, but it's like it's in all groups. So I just was trying to chime in on that once I saw that he was actually in jail, and once I read the charges of the severity of the case with the strangulation and suffocation, or that's like not just choking, that's making sure they can't breathe. And this is crazy. So that has involved man there, what's his name? Oh yeah, Joshua Jacobs from the Green Bay Packers, and Oshkosh, who's TikTok. She's on media. She's an OnlyFans person and all that. So there that go. And I showed you guys the crashes. I tried to get into all three because I believe there was 3 small plane crashes just in New York today. So I showed some of the news from that. So what else did I have? I grew a mental block. I was like, I know I had something else that I might as well do once, since I actually came on here to do this live. Well, never mind that. Never mind that. Never mind that. All right. And we have no chat going on, so I will peace out. those that did hit like at least. Thank you. Peace.
Back, Josh Jacobs has been arrested and booked on several charges, including domestic violence. The Hobart Lawrence Police Department says it was dispatched to a disturbance involving Jacobs on Saturday morning. The charges are battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidation of a victim. In a statement released via his attorneys, Jacobs said, quote, he vehemently denies the allegations. In a statement released to The Athletic, the Packers said they are aware of the incident but have no further comment because it's a, quote, ongoing legal situation. Entering his third year with the Packers, Jacobs has emerged as one of the most important offensive players, rushing for 28 touchdowns over the past 2 seasons. We'll bring you more details as we learn more.
Practice pulse. Practice pulse? What the hell is that? You know, practice pulse for the ladies. Why don't you just practice on the ladies? Yeah, that's a weird strategy. Hey, man, what the hell are you doing, man? You trying to take advantage of the cheeks, screaming?
Dick all in your stomach, pull your hair, slap your ass, bitch. You better not do no running. I'm putting dick all in your stomach. Dick all in your stomach, pull your hair, slap your ass, bitch. You better not do no running. I say dick down. I dick you down, dick you down.
Take it all the way back so you can maximize the pump. Booty, booty. Hey, girl, don't deny yourself these maximized pumps.